Jason, your gardener friend, and it's hot. As you can see, we're wet. Humidity's up in Florida. Today we just did a little trimming of a landscape I did about 2 years ago. I'm just going to walk you through it. If you look at the boulevard, that's sunshine mimosa. Sunshine mimosa is starting to grow in and cover the entire boulevard. It's got the little purple flower on the top, so that'll eventually be a full ground cover all the way down. And actually, it's only been 1 year, 1 full year. So this is the second year. Sometimes it takes a little time. This is Asiatic jasmine, and if you notice, the line on the outside just kind of sweeps up, around, and then comes down. And that's going to be kept in check by clippers, clipping the edges, and keeping this kind of island of Asiatic jasmine. It's been a year, it's starting to spread out. Eventually it'll be thick, it'll cover the full area. Got 3 rocks in there. It's kind of like a Japanese theme. Those are like little islands in this sea of green. Now on the back side we did a bunch of variations of plants. They're going to repeat on both sides. The first is this wonderful flowering June sunflower. This is the West Coast version. It stays nice and tight and low. We've clipped on the outside to kind of keep it in check. That's one plant there, number one, uno. It doesn't get, it gets nice and big and thick. It produces flowers all year. These guys right here are rain lilies, and we'll see them on the other side. They've got a nice bright pink flower. It's a native also. Coming up on the back side here, I got a swing of lantana, which is the native lantana, pineland lantana, which is a big nectarine plants for butterflies. And right in back of it is a contrast. You can see how these two contrast. They're both making this little C shape, a little different design here, kind of thinking out of the box, doing things a little different. That's muley grass on the top. It's kind of in the shade. It's doing all right. It likes full sun usually, more to full sun, but I got enough sun going on that I'm doing all right. I still got them standing up and they're not spreading out so much. And the same with the lantana, more full sun, but they're flowering nicely here. So far so good. The dunes are in full sun all day. On the back we're going to have this Confederate jasmine. It's going to wind its way up the pole. We'll have to keep training it until it gets to the top, and then there's going to be beams going across. And so we'll have this whole porch covered with this Asiatic or Confederate jasmine in the future. Swinging down up top here, we come into this deep shade, this magnolia tree, which is a native, of course. We've got deep shade, and we've got these beautiful beauty berry. This kind of swinging that C shape again on the back side. So they have a little block as these things get bigger. We have a little block from the walkway, a little privacy over here. On the right, we have pygmy date palm. We kept one of the trunks. It was a transplant, didn't do so great. One of them died, but it kind of does its thing even with the head top chopped off. So we got 3 trunks there, and we got Fakahatchee grass. That's one of the native grasses that does good in the shade. And over here we got a river of this beautiful fireball bromeliads. It goes all the way down. And on the right, you're going to see red anise, which is a shade-loving plant. Gets a red flower on it. This is a plant kind of smells like licorice, anise, licorice. And then at the base, on the back side of the beauty berry, we have cooties and the wildflower tropical sage, or it's a salvia, which does nice in the shade. You get bright red color. So we've mixed those out through on the base of the magnolia tree. That's the landscape. So as Alex flashes through, you see we've got repeating patterns of the islands down there. We've got the sunshine mimosa, then we got the jasmine, and then we kind of mix it up a little bit where we have some Florida-friendly tropicals mixed in with the natives. So I think as long as you keep with contrasting plants and you keep repetition going with plants, like you see the muley grass and a strand of lantana, the sky's the limit. You can get a little creative with the design. This is a little different, a little unique for the house. On the other side, we've got the June sunflower repeating itself, as well as the 2 islands. You see where the one island leaves off, the Asiatic jasmine, it catches right back onto the other side. Spreads up to the top. We got those island rocks repeating themselves. That kind of ties everything together. And then, of course, we have the sunshine mimosa at the bottom. Now I've got a struggling myrcene, which is going to be a little tree. That's a native tree. Struggling right now. Clipped it back. We'll see what happens. It's usually pretty tough, though. It'll probably spring back. And then I did a shot of that lantana again on the outside, kind of match what's going on over there. And then over here, I like this. It's kind of straightforward, not too fancy, but this is our dwarf Walters viburnum. It gets the little white flowers on it. And that just swings itself all the way down. Kind of simple, neat, nice and clean and clear. And with the mulch being the pine needles. And then here's that rain lily I was talking about. Now that's going to eventually fill in solid. Those things will keep popping up until we have a solid mass of the green leaf and that beautiful rain lily right there. So that's it. That's Florida Native Yard by your gardener friend. See you later.